the nerves.
Niggas hate when you hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on these niggas. Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga. I'm gonna do it, nigga. Show a nigga some love, nigga. Hey, yo, wavy, where you at, nigga? Just serve me. Show love, nigga. Niggas out here with love me, nigga. Yes. Foot on their necks, I gotta get checks, I gotta get down, gotta get next. Tired of my steps, stay on my toes, applying the pressure. Fly dresser, no more, no lesser, no hook, just pressure. Who fresher? These dimes I treasure. Fall back and chill, don't stress them, don't call or text them. Hands on the wheel, I'm whipping, steering, whole nigga. Eat your feelings, broke niggas get offended. Boss bitches independent, love to see my women winning. Pussy roll the world, man, it's diamonds and pearls, shining and blinding. Who knew God was a girl? Another story for a different day. Oh yeah, I got shit to say, but let's switch the topic on my smack shit. Let's get it poppin' with the rap shit. I'm a trending topic in black and white. Just use your logic. Double back, cause I'm really toxic. Chasing coins, you can call me Sonic, you can call me crazy. Cancel a nigga like Kevin Spacey. Spacing out cause I'm dreaming daily. Daily grind with my team in Vegas. My team amazing, my team the greatest. Shout out to them Vegas Aces, them Vegas Raiders. No new friends, that's stranger danger. Stay with a Tommy Pink Power Ranger. Fame taking bets, you can place your wager. You can text your man, you can sneak this from your secret lair. Just keep it playing. Player hating, fuck you talking about. DJ, I'm gonna walk it out, cause I'm her. That one for real. Fuck how you feel, I close the deal. Them pounds get sealed. Don't stop or yield. Nigga, I go. Nigga, I go. Man, y'all don't know. Niggas talking about fame, where the fuck you been at? Nigga, I'm trying to get my mind together. The fuck?
All right.
Attracting new customers has been tricky. So we claim their free business profile on Google.
Okay, we can't play too much of Miss Tina. We don't want to get no copyright violations or anything. But good evening and welcome to Hot Pink Pride Radio tonight. The queendom is talking. Okay, so how come I can't get that right? Well, you know what? I can be a king and a queen. You know what I'm saying? The queendom is talking to Stud Phamous about the road to sobriety. And also with my special guest, Mo Focus. I am your hostess, Cherie Stern, the Duchess, your mother, talking square biz to you. Just know that your mother cannot be faded, cannot be fooled. I will never fold on you. I'm coming to you with the real, the raw, the authentic, the right now, the present. So listen, honey child, the enemy wants us to be bound. Okay, the enemy wants us to be bound by self-hate and self-loathing. And he wants to use our failures and our flaws, our addictions and our shortcomings to accuse us and separate us from the love of God. The accuser of the brethren has fallen by the power and authority of the Holy Spirit and faith and in the name of Jesus Yeshua. Yes, God has been using imperfect people like me to do powerful things in this earth, shattering imaginations and myths and things like and people like my guest right here, people like Stud Phamous, who has recently marked her 1 year anniversary of sobriety. And we're also going to be talking to Mo Focus tonight about her current journey Okay, and she's going to share some of her testimony. But we're all here to guide each other. I guide each other with the message that the Holy Spirit is speaking through our own journeys and struggles and triumphs. So thank you both for spending some time with your mother this evening and coming and telling me all about it. And also thank you for being a vessel through which the love of God and Spirit of God can flow. So, when the Lord led me to bear my soul, even to the point of sharing, everything, anything that can be used against me, any judgment that could be used against me, right, wrong, good, or bad. He spoke to me that in this season, someone needs to know that in spite of the many thorns in our flesh, that His grace is sufficient and His blessed words is still true, that in spite of anything we can be accused of or judged for, we just need to put it out there. We need to share our testimony. We overcome by the words of our testimony. We need to share Him and let people know that He is still performing His will and His word in me and through you. So I just tell you that I know that I've reached people that others may not have reached, spoken languages that people may not have spoken, and that do want to hear. And so that's why I brought you on today, Stud Famous, because, you're a bigger star than I am. So, but for people to know that that you have gone through this journey, I just have this visual up here. I'm going to take it down here in just a second. But all of the people in the Bible that God used that had their own issues, okay? People like Elijah, who was suicidal. People like Noah, who was a drunk. Okay, David, who was a murderer, Rahab, who was a prostitute, that God still used them to do amazing things for His glory. And so, just so nobody thinks that they are too messed up for God to use you, God specializes in using broken people to do powerful things. And the question tonight is, are you flawed? Well, of course we are. And that's good because God can use you. So, good
Yeah.
evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. That was a beautiful intro.
Well, thank you. You know what? It has to be said that, you know, in our journey of life, sometimes, people may look at us and think like, that we don't have issues or that our issues are some other than other people deal with. And I mean, I mean, I ain't talking like I'm no superstar yet. Okay. But I'm
Hmm.
on my way. So I really want you to come out now. You know what? The last time I talked to you was about a year ago, and you said that you were retiring. And here
Yeah.
you are coming out with pressure. Okay. So
Yeah.
we want to talk about that definitely. And then I just want to kind of, want you to kind of go into this 1 year anniversary of sobriety.
Yeah. Um, Last year when I spoke to you, do you remember what time that was around? Was that around September?
Actually, it was around like November.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so if it was early November, life was extremely hectic, especially the couple of months leading up to November. Um, I wasn't the type of drinker where I had to drink every day. It was more so when I did drink, there was no stop button. It was binge drinking type thing. Um, I didn't realize how much I depended on alcohol to get me through um, things, emotions that I was feeling. Um, there were a lot of times where I couldn't perform, without drinking because it was like, yo, I need a drink because, it makes me more confident. It makes me more open. People like me. It was all bullshit. It was
Okay.
all bullshit.
Tell us about it.
Especially around the time where I said that I was going to retire. This whole time I'm thinking that like, yo, don't nobody care about me. Nobody supports me. I'm doing all this and all that. Just being in self pity. Um, but something happened on uh, something happened on the 29th. I got extremely drunk, um, blacked out as per usual whenever I would drink, blackout drunk. Um, I I almost lost, a lot of my friends, people that are like extremely close to me, people that are, important, especially in my sobriety now. Um, but I was calling them. I was like, would y'all care if I died right now? Y'all don't love me. And, it was like, no, man, you don't love yourself. And, we're tired of seeing you like this, you know. Um, and when I actually saw a video of myself being drunk, blackout drunk, and hearing myself, seeing that, and I was just like, no, I can't do this anymore. I need to get help. If every time, I get drunk or whatever, you know, the problem is everybody else and it's not me, I am the problem. You know what I'm saying? And I even remember the first time I ever had a drink. I remember like it was yesterday. Um, Alcohol is sneaky like that, where the first time I ever had my first drink, you know, I think I was like 22 or 23, and I said, "Yo, I don't want to drink because I don't want to get addicted to it." What? My mind already knew. My mind already knew that was a very foretelling thought, you know, and it wasn't like it was rapidly every day. It was a slow progression. It was a very slow progression until, you know, it was crazy. It was honestly like a slow burn. I have no other words for it. But I got tired of my own bullshit and I was like,
That part. You have to get tired of your own crap. Even after everybody else gets tired of you and leaves you alone, you
yeah,
still have to get tired of your own crap
yeah,
before you'll make a move.
yeah. And that's really, you know, once I decided that, you know, it's either gonna be A or B. Like A, you can continue doing this, but your life is going to get worse. There's no uphill to this. Or B, change this shit around right now, and we can have a better life. We can start living for Whitney. We can start to heal these things that are inside of you. And honestly, that has been the best decision I've ever made. And I'm not proud of a lot of things, but I am extremely proud of that.
Right.
I'm extremely proud of that.
Well, I'm proud of you too, and I'm proud of you to be able to speak out on it and to
Thank you.
to let people know that that it is a real problem. And it sounds like now you mentioned self love, but
Yeah.
I want to even get into tough self love
Hmm.
because like you said, you have to get tired of it yourself. And even so, what was it about that video that you saw of yourself? What was that like to be on the outside, looking at you?
This is where we're gonna get deep. um, so my mother and I have a very toxic relationship. I have not spoke to her in years. Um, Years of abuse, mental, physical, spiritual. Um, she really broke me down. Um, Through music, that was my therapy for a long period of time.
Mhm.
Music stopped working. That's when I had to start self-medicating.
Okay.
And so when I saw that video, I saw everything that my mother told me that I was. You ain't shit. Uh, you know, just I saw my mother, and that scared the shit out of me to the point of like I never want to be like my mother. I would never want anyone to go through the shit that my mother has put me through. Um, I'm still in therapy right now, you know, healing my inner child because of the things that she has put me through. Um, but yeah, watching that video, I saw I saw exactly what my mother has put me through and the unhealed trauma
Yeah.
that I just kept pushing to the back burner and thinking that pouring alcohol over it was going to resolve. And it didn't. It was just gasoline on fire that was already fucking burning.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you went back to the childhood trauma and those issues because, the saying goes is that we spend most of our adulthood getting over the traumas of our childhood. And, we're not, putting that blame as far as on the mothers and all that kind of thing. But a lot of people, that is
Mhm.
the thing that they need to heal from. And that's a generational curse. So you're here,
Mhm.
and you're chosen to break that generational curse. And part of healing is to acknowledge that it didn't even just start with her.
Yeah.
Okay. It
No,
did
it didn't.
it goes back, to wherever. So it's really not even the substance
Hmm.
that you're abusing. You just found your thing that helps to numb the pain.
Yeah.
Okay. And but we know that numbing the pain is not the solution. All
No.
right. Mo, do you want to jump in here, and just kind of come in your own way? And if you can resonate with some of the things that Stud Famous is talking about today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I totally believe that, you speak things into existence, you know what I'm saying? And you can kind of mentally say that as well for your mind because you say it's like a reverse psychology. But
Hmm.
then, I'm gonna go to a toxic narcissistic situation, magnifying, you know what I'm saying, in the spiritual realm within you because you didn't deal with the inner root. Because like a little with me, I really never had neither one of my parents, and I was adopted with a family. And again, if we were poor, I didn't know we were poor, but at the same time, they provided well, but they also spoke down. So I want to go play for the WNBA. Ah, that's just dumb. You too short. And, that was my grandma that adopted me. I'm gonna go in the military. Ah, you just thinking too big. So they planted all these negative seeds within me to bring, low self-esteem and certain elements to just pause and be stuck in as I got older. But I've toughed it out. But in time, with my addiction, it started back in 2014. And again, it was numbing my emotions. You know what I'm saying? I was dealing with a relationship and I really didn't want to be bothered in a way with the communication part. So I chose to go out and party. And that night I came out of my body. I had an out of body experience. I have schizophrenia. You know what I'm saying? And that night I went on a high speed police chase with 10 police cars from downtown all the way to the other side of town. I still lost them. And I was on the camera. I seen myself in court on the camera. I caught that DWI. They found me under a hotel carport throwing up all over myself. But when I looked at that video, I seen the entity. It wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? It really wasn't me. When I walked past the police car, I looked directly at the mirror and I smiled. You know what I'm saying? And the
Mm-hmm.
cop asked, "Hey, Miss Sessions, are you drunk?" I said, "No." He goes, "Then what are you?" I said, "It's art." You know what I'm saying? But I got through that, because it's not the end of the world. However, fast forward, I ended up getting into a toxic relationship,
Yeah.
and I got married to a toxic person.
Mm-hmm.
So you become what you sleep with
Mm-hmm.
or hang around with.
Mm-hmm.
I got a cup of I got some water right here, you know what I'm saying? So when I hook up with this toxic person, that's a Dr. Pepper. So that Dr. Pepper is gonna go ahead and mess up my clear water. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? She had a spirit of alcohol abuse. So now, guess what? Now it's getting worse. So I find us fighting. Fast forward, I'm in the bars every night because I don't want to be home. I'm drinking $600-700 worth of liquor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I came out of my body a few times. I shot up a club. I could have shot somebody. Even my friend was like, "You almost shot me," and luckily she ducked. I wasn't me. I was fighting with myself,
Yeah.
my mind. You know what I'm saying? Um, it ran into cocaine. You know what I'm saying? Because I discovered, hey, I can drink the bar. You know what I'm saying? I sniff a couple of lines, I'm gonna rise. I can drive now. But in time you get sick and tired of being sick and tired. So I asked God, hey, take away all that dulls my soul. So even now if I try to drink, my acid reflux will tear me up. You know what I'm saying? Because taking that taste out of my mouth slowly. I'm still drinking just an inch. But I know I can say I'm not getting belligerent no more. But it's just time for change now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because everybody supports us and love us. But man, come on now. Fool me once. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of analysis. You keep on. Now, okay, now shame on me now. So now we got to take responsibility.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
can relate. You know?
Yeah. That's crazy. I'm glad that you're, to the point of, not being belligerent and, taking it one day at a time because, you know, especially when I started going to meetings and stuff like that, I heard the horror stories and, I found out that my bottom was a little bit different, but sometimes people hit their bottom and then they hear a knock underneath it and they, oh shit, it can get deeper. And I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm going to listen. I'm taking what y'all got to say and I'm going to live through y'all. I have to because I know me. I know, I know where I could have took I know where I could have taken it. And that's, it's such a great thing that you're, to the point of, almost leaving it alone. That's such an amazing thing, honestly. And congratulations.
I appreciate that.
So on the road to sobriety, I mean, it's got to be hard as hell to try to go cold turkey. Okay.
Oh yeah.
As you go, when does it become not so much about the substance abuse than it is
Hmm.
about the healing of that inner child, the healing of the trauma, the healing of the abuse, the forgiving? Okay. Because at
Hmm.
some point, in order for you to be okay with moving out of and away from the bond of trauma with whomever caused it,
Hmm.
that you have to apply some forgiveness, you know, and it's that place, you got to forgive yourself first, and and I'm not talking about like blaming everybody else and blaming other people and other situations, but just forgiving yourself for um falling up under the curse. I mean, like I was saying before, the accuser of the brethren is going to use anything against us. Any generational curse, anything what your mama did, what your daddy did, who hurt you, who did this, that, and the other, when we come back to our center and can start loving ourselves and say and forgive them for that and forgive ourselves and be able to, to just move on. I mean, there's so much that I want to say, but can y'all kind of pull anything out of what I just asked?
Do you wanna start, Mo?
Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, you know, with family history, even going down yonder days, you dealing with a generational curse, like she said. You know what I'm saying? And you traveling through your journey, just kind of dealing with this root. It's just like it's a hold over you, But I come to the point where it's like kind of turning into just a new beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's a breakthrough. And honestly, all I can do now is let it be, let it go, man,
Hmm.
let it go. You know, whatever they did, whoever, that's their karma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sow energy into continually holding that anger to jeopardize, my future, my legacy, or
Right.
just manifestation, period.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's just you are the creator of your future every day. And yes, it's not gonna be automatically, oh, I'm clean tomorrow. No, because you're gonna go through some withdrawals, man.
Hmm.
Every now and then I need a sip of rum. It depends. But overindulging in it, why would I want to break myself down to where maybe I got diabetes, or maybe I'm in poor health later down the road. I'm
Yeah.
hurting myself now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So self-love comes in, like you said, self-love, self-care now.
Right.
So that's where you
Yeah.
start, and just, bit by bit, just take it gradually. And then, hey, drink more water. Start drinking more water. Start feeding your digestive system what it
Mm-hmm.
needs.
Yeah.
How
I
important
definitely agree on that.
stuff, famous? How you said that you were in therapy? So how important is something like therapy or a 12-step program or Alcoholics Anonymous to the journey?
Honestly, for me, it was extremely important in the beginning. Um, November 30th, I just went to meetings every day for almost 4 months straight. Um, the reason why I transitioned from AA to therapy is because I ran into a lot of homophobia in in AA. Um, I was around a lot of white people. Um, I didn't feel comfortable, um, being in there, but I was still all about my sobriety. So um, I started running my own program. Um, I just told myself, we're not going backwards. We're just going to go through therapy. I'm going to stay in contact with my sponsor. I still talk to him to this day. He's a great guy. He's really changed my life. Um, Being in contact with somebody else that is on the same journey as you, it reminds you to keep you on your toes. You know, I've forgiven myself. Well, I'm forgiving myself for who I was, but I'll never forget who I used to be. Um, Another thing that I started diving deep into was meditating, being mindful of what type of thoughts I'm thinking, because honestly, it's not about the alcohol, it's about the resentment. When you can start, dealing with the resentments that you have, you won't feel so, um, how do I say it? You won't feel the need to drink away the negative thoughts that you're having. Because when you could just deal with it and look at things objectively, you know, shit starts making sense. The math starts mathing. So when I felt like, oh, people don't love me, it was really, nah, you don't love yourself, or even when I thought that I needed to quit rapping because, you know, I don't have the support that I needed. That was dumb as fuck. That was really
Yes,
dumb.
you should have plenty of support.
Like that was truly dumb. And but that's how far my addiction has taken me. There
Yes,
were a lot of times where I knew I should have quit. I've ended up in hospitals, jails, losing
that
my
part.
wallet, losing my phone, getting into fights. I've gotten jumped multiple times. It's honestly crazy. But I woke up the next day, like, hey, fuck it.
Happened.
you know. But I had to deal with Whitney in order to, you know, I had to
It
deal with
was a
Whitney.
process of
Yeah,
parenting yourself,
yeah,
basically. That's
yeah.
what that process of reparenting yourself, giving yourself the love that you feel like you either missed out on, or that you may not have gotten enough of. A lot of
Mhm,
times, it of course it turns you into a people pleaser, and then you might even have the kind of distorted thought that people like you better when you're drunk, or
mhm,
that people, or that you have more fun, or people have more fun, or see you in some sort of different light when you have that spirit of drunkenness on you. And so it's that thought, because it's never that, it's not the substance. You know what I'm saying? Just, I think you had alluded to that, when you know that the substance brings on really this false person, because it's not you. It's
yep.
a false person. It's someone that you created in your mind.
Mhm.
Um, but that self love, getting into that parenting, like Mo, you were talking earlier about, where people can tell you, oh, well, you're not good enough to do this, or that's going to be too hard for you, and it sets up that pattern of negative thinking, and then you looking at a situation and evaluating it up against yourself, up against what other people have told you, you
Mhm.
know and then deciding that you would either, it's going to be something that you can't defeat. Then you begin to self-sabotage, then you begin to drink, then you begin to destroy yourself.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
But we know that love is a weapon that cannot be conquered, including self-love. Mo, you want to go ahead and jump in on this?
Yes. Meditation is key. That
Mhm.
is key. Self love is everything. Building the intimacy inside of yourself, getting into the word, the true word. You know, bringing the truth and bringing you to your purpose, your divine purpose. Usually we have, our nicknames as studs. You know what I'm saying? And through the years, we build a report which gives us respect out there. You know what I mean? In our community and XYZ. So now we are more, say, building that nickname, which is that character that we in our mind feel is who we are, but
Mhm.
it's not our divine purpose of a calling in this world. You see what I'm saying? So now we have to go through a destructive path And sometimes that's pretty much self-destruction, you know. It's like
Self-destruction. You hit, remember
yeah.
that song?
That's throwback.
Yeah. So it's like that it's like that saying you know, we're broken pieces. We're broken pieces. And God's gonna take all our broken pieces and make it into a masterpiece. And
Yeah.
that's when we find our purpose within ourselves. Finding out who we really are, really self-care, spending time, even if you gotta go take a flight somewhere, go to the country somewhere, go to the lake, the ocean, just be one with you and really
Hmm.
think. I'm not gonna spend my energy anymore entertaining low level minded individuals now,
Hmm.
right? I'm not going to put myself in environments anymore around individuals who don't have goals. So all they want to do is smoke, drink. Or maybe you have that friend that is successfully, got educated, career, but all they want to do is party. That's the image look. And now you're a people pleaser.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll go. You telling along. But that friend is going to allow you just to get belligerent. But
Yeah.
we're not responsible to say, hey, self control. I
Yeah.
know it's a possibility that whatever this alcohol is, like you said, it's a spirit, right?
Hmm.
It's a serpent spirit. So when we drink it, you don't know what's gonna come out of us because these emotions that we didn't take self control of, that we've been battling throughout the years, is just balled up in us, and we just numbed them. We
Hmm.
numbed them, did not deal with it because I'm gonna go drink. Though I had the best fun drinking. I thought
Right.
because I don't want to deal with my. You know what? I don't want to hear my wife today. I'm not gonna fight with her. I'm going to go party at the bar with the old school. I had the best fun, but guess what? The joke's on me at the end of the day because now mentally you're having a mental breakdown because you're not dealing with yourself. You're
Right.
not even taking time with yourself. You don't even realize you having a mental breakthrough. I had this year I had a mental breakdown, and I just realized you need help. You need help, man. It's
Yeah.
gotta stop. I'm throwing parties, man. I wouldn't go to bed till 9 in the morning. I had a 3 day party at one point. I'm talking about 3 straight days we went in. Everybody crashed, woke up, boom, again. Until my friend Sarah, she comes in, she shut it down. But at the same time, be true. Be true to yourself. Meditation and therapy is important. Dealing with a therapy that you feel comfortable with,
Hmm.
that can open up everything. It's like cracking that egg and that yolk coming out, you know? So
Yeah.
that's where you start and just gradually take it.
So I know that y'all are not saying that you cannot, you know, party, that you can't go to the club, that you can't, have fun with your friends, um, without ending up in a drunken stupor. That you don't that is there part of your life that you have to give up? Or are you giving it up, or are you changing it? Because I mean, I think so famous even at the beginning, we're talking about the people in our lives. People started leaving our lives. We're thinking people don't love us and people don't care about us, when it's really us that's not showing ourselves self-love and self-care. Okay.
Hmm.
But as you start doing that, you know, what steps are we taking? I mean, are we just going to have to like completely, you know, change our whole social group and the community that we serve? Are we, I mean, I'm asking a rhetorical question for myself, but
Mhm.
I do want you all to weigh in on that after this really quick message. Okay. So I just wanted to play that. That is, I am a spiritual mentor, and I've actually just, decided to start a business with it. It's not to, I'm qualified because I care. I mean, I don't hold any licenses or degrees or certifications or anything like that. And it is something that I do plan to pursue. But I think one of you mentioned before, it's the peer, someone that can go through your go through with you, someone that, like I have my stuff, you have your stuff. And, there's just like in the Bible, when the Bible says iron sharpens iron, that if we heal together, if we can, come to each other and keep each other accountable and hold each other responsible for that part, the love part, the self care. If I see you, you know, and I'm going to inspire myself to change, and to get the love and care that I need. But in return, I also want to inspire my peer to change so that I don't have to lose people from my life, so that I don't have to completely and totally change my community and my circle. You know, so has how has that been going for you in the process of healing? You know, if there was a time when you had to cut people off, and I know there's some people that you have to cut off that they just got to be cut off and stay cut off. Okay. But in the grand scheme of things, as you start to add people back, as you start to open up the doors and the lines of communication, how is that? How does that fit into your journey?
Um, Honestly, I believe that everybody who knew me in my circle knew that I had a problem. There were certain people that were in enablers. Um, I really had to step back for a second and
Right.
say, what works for me?
Mhm.
What is the support that I need right now? Going into it, I was around a lot of sober people, which was going to meetings, hearing people's stories, connecting with people. That really opened my eyes to see that, like, yo, this guy just. I believe that it was like my first week of going to meetings, and I watched this guy collect a chip for 11 years, and I said, "Oh, that's possible," because you know what? That's gonna be me. I'm speaking these things into my mind because this is what I want. I noticed that a lot of people that you know I did hang out with, um, the only reason why we were hanging out together is because we had the same vice. So I don't love them any less. I don't care about them any less, but my goals have changed. Um, it actually took me a long time to go public with, um, with my story because I was still in, I was still ashamed for, you know, not being perfect, not being
That part.
this not being this flawless person, you know, that I was projecting out into the world that, I could never do no wrong, or, I don't have any skeletons in my closet,
But
type of
that's a self
image.
delusion. That's a self delusion. And
Mhm.
there may be people that are of a karmic nature that will kind of feed that beast. Okay,
Mhm.
but that is a delusion of self, and that's
Mhm.
like one of the first things that we have to get over and get past.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was I was living from ego and not from my heart. You
Right.
know, when I started to realize that, a lot of things that happened, to me as an adult, I caused a lot of those problems. So I had to eat those problems on my own. It took some time to, swallow that pill. But once I swallowed it, everything else just, you know, I just started taking it day by day, like honestly taking an inventory on like, okay, well, they were wrong about this, but you know what? I shouldn't have acted like this. I shouldn't have said that, taking accountability for my own actions and my own decisions. Just because somebody wants to treat me like an asshole doesn't mean I gotta be like, oh, you a stupid ass bitch, for for acting like that. And of
Right.
course, we do get angry, and it's okay to be angry. That is a really valid emotion.
Right.
um but you don't have to tear somebody all the way down. I'm
Yes.
noticing that, the ideas that I had about the world, you know I was brainwashed. I the idea that more of the masculine energy is more of a superior energy. I really thought that. But when I started waking up, when I started walking in my own truth, I'm like, hold on now, somebody's lying, and and I'm and
It could be you lying to
starting
yourself.
right, somebody's lying, and waking up from those delusions. Honestly, I think that has been the greatest experience to like once being the ignorance and then stepping back and being like, wow, I can't believe I used to think like that. um it's incredible. And then when you have somebody that's beside you, my girlfriend, you know hats off to her, because honestly that has been my support system. That has been the person that I have leaned on for a lot of things, especially when I was heavy in my drinking. um she would always say, you do need help. I understand that this person is not you. Some days she would be cold, but then she always loved me, she always cared, and her patience allowed me to grow. And I'm still forgiving myself you know now for the things that I caused, because I didn't want to heal my traumas or you know my mindset, honestly.
Yeah.
um and my best friend, like, she's also a stud, but she was raised in a good house. She's college educated, good job, beautiful wife, big house. And we've been friends for almost over 10 years. And when I noticed that our relationship started being fucked up because of my drinking, I got to own that.
Yeah.
I have to be a better friend now. um and to see, watching someone grow and expand from where they used to be, it's really a beautiful thing. Honestly, it really is. And
Right.
I'm just thankful that I have people in my corner that I can really count on or lean on, and they can count on me too now, because I'm not going to be showing up drunk and
Right.
ruining the
They have to
party or
be
the
able.
celebration.
They have to be able to count on you, and that I get. I
That's
guess
real.
that's where your responsibility, for yourself comes in. Is that
Mhm.
um, that you don't want these people that are actually rooting for you and you know are actually there to as your support system. You you don't want to let them down, and it's not so much about people pleasing in that way, but if you look back at where you came from, when you thought you were all alone, and then God revealed to you that you're actually not alone. If you just own up, you know if
Hmm.
you just own up to your shit, if you just own up to who you are, regardless of whether you conquered the demon or slayed the beast or not, just own up to your own shit, and then people will be more apt to say, okay, I'm here to help you, I'm on your side, I'm on your team, what do you need me to do, than to abuse them further by abusing yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I can't agree more. That is accurate. That's
Yeah,
accurate.
absolutely.
Um, Definitely, especially in early sobriety, um, being around people drinking, it was a trigger, but once you build up the resistance of like, nah, I ain't going back. Ain't no way in hell. I, you know, I couldn't imagine, you know, even playing with that thought because it 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 did nothing for me but destroy me. And even I'm able to go to, clubs now. I don't really like hanging around people, but if I have to make an appearance, I will, and I don't have to drink to be my best self. I can just naturally be that.
Right.
And just accepting that, I'm not perfect. I'm not. I'm just me. And that's okay.
And that is
That's
okay.
okay.
It is okay. And I mean, the only thing that any of us need to strive to be better than is ourselves. If it's is our current self, strive to reach your higher self, and that's just a higher way of thinking, a higher state of living. And it doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy, some of the things in life that we like having a drink, like having a glass of wine, like having a smoke, but not allowing that to take over, you know,
Hmm.
and and build a nest, and start living
Yeah.
there to where it becomes more about the substance than it's about you. you know.
Hmm.
Mo, do you want to
Yeah.
jump in?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still gradually breaking out of, my demons with this alcohol battle, but I mean, I can say that, I've came a long way, with the shift of things. I understand, I went through abuse too growing up, as I got adopted. You have to be home from school in 10 minutes. If not, they gonna take you and beat you with the extension cord, lock you in the restroom. You get beat to where you memorize the licks to where you take the pain, and now the pain don't hurt no more. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, I mean, all that stuff, but you just gotta let it all, just let it go and become the best you. But as far as clubs,
That the pain don't hurt no more. That's crazy. Go
yeah,
ahead. Not crazy. I'm not that crazy. I'm just saying, but
Yeah.
when
yeah,
you look at it that way. But go
it's
ahead. I'm
real though. It's real. But at the same time, it's just like I don't I be careful with the environment I put myself in. I don't really like going to a lot of these, young clubs, you know what I'm saying? I go to old school bars, and I chill with the old school. Or I go to the parking lot where we pull up, our chairs and ice chests, and we got the old school music playing dominoes all night,
Yeah.
you know. But now I have to evaluate where I time control your time, because they say what is it what is the saying about time waits for no man.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you do every second, minute, hour counts. So now I have to say, okay, I took 3 years off from work. 3 whole years. And this last year has been hell. But it was a lesson, a humble experience. But
Yeah.
I'm glad I went through it though.
Yeah.
I had support, to get me through it, you know. But sometimes you just gotta wake up and realize, man, are you tired? I mean, come on now. You waking up, throwing up your whole insides. Come on, man. You got a headache BC powder can't control. You know?
Yeah.
You moving like a zombie trying to go get some menudo, man. He like, to everybody all day, man. Are you tired, man? Come on now, drink a Pedialyte. You
Okay,
know,
that will help. They have electrolytes in it. That will help.
man. But
That's one thing I didn't miss. Still don't. Oh my
nah,
God.
but I don't
But
know,
at least
man.
you
I
can
think it's
feel
time for
better.
change.
Yeah, but and more healthy just on the inside, to where even if you have a partake, but really once you get on to the other side of this stud famous, how long has it been since you had a drink?
My last drink was November 28th
Wow.
of
That's
2020.
well,
And I
congratulations.
remember what it was. I was at my homeboy's house. We were drinking Modelo, tall
Mm.
cans, and some Budweisers. I thought that I was smart. I thought that I was a smart drunk. Let me tell you some shit. I thought that the hard liquor was, oh, the hard liquor is what makes me crazy. So I just started drinking more beer. Like that. What?
Okay.
It's no. It wasn't that. No, it wasn't that. But yeah, that was my last drink.
Well,
That was my last
congratulations.
drink.
And that
Congratulations,
just
man.
comes
Thank
to,
you.
that place of victory, that of conquering, and defeating that inner beast, or at least binding it, and putting and getting it under some type of control so that you can nurture that inner child, so that you can reparent that baby. Once you get the beast under the bed out the way and get him tucked over in a corner, because he's not really going anywhere, is he?
Nope.
Right? But we're
Nope.
gonna get him
That's
under
why you got to
control.
take it one day at a time.
Yeah, so that we can nurture that inner child and nurture that part of us that needs the most healing and love, so that so we can both come out, conquering the beast, because it is a step by step process, a day by day uh,
Hmm.
interaction. All right. We have gotten down to the last couple of minutes of the broadcast. I want to thank you both for coming on and joining your mother and letting me know what the queendom is talking about. Stud Famous, good luck with your journey. Go forward and
Thank you.
conquer. I can't wait to hear more music. I've been a fan for a long time. People don't know that about me. I love battle rap, honey. They don't know. They think I'm just a little lowly minister, honey. I don't get these some of these words that I come out the pulpit with just off myself. I have to go cut on some battle rap, child, so I can really, really preach and teach the kingdom down. Because
Thank you. Oh my God.
you didn't know you was being used like that, did you?
No, I didn't, but I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
It's been a
Mofo,
beautiful, beautiful conversation.
and we'll do it again. We will definitely have to do
Love
it
it.
again. Mofocus, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story as well. And I look forward to hearing more from both of you. All right.
You're welcome.
All right, good night. I am going to end this broadcast with one more final look at um, my video here. And if you need peer counseling or just someone to listen to, then please hit me up. I'm more than happy to just talk about it. All right. Good night, you guys.